Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the best fights in Stern Show history, and I know there's a lot I could cover here. I mean, just with Artie alone, I could think of probably 5 or 6 different fights he was in that are worth talking about. So there's too much to cover in one video, but I'm going to turn this into a series on my channel. So if I miss anything, don't worry. And if there's any fights you want to see me cover, make sure you let me know down in the comments. Alright, so the first fight I'm going to get into here is Beetlejuice. I'm sure everybody's well aware of him. I mean, he's more famous than Howard Stern at this point. It's him versus Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf, who's another member of the Whack Pack, who sadly passed away in 2001. But during his last appearance on the show, he got into a giant fight with Beetlejuice, and nobody's really sure how this all started. Like, these two just did not like each other right from the start, it seems like. Like, Howard and the crew were trying to get to the bottom of things and figure it out, but they couldn't really get any answers from them. The best that Howard and the crew could come up with is they heard that Hank might have been talking shit about Beetle's mom, or they thought maybe Hank was jealous of Beetle's success. You know, he's becoming a big star now. So, I don't know, but maybe Beetle is just in a bad mood. You know, sometimes he's in a mood and he just does not want to talk to anybody. But I did find this clip of them on a prior episode, and they asked Beat why he doesn't like Hank, and he says because he's a drunk. And then in classic Beetle fashion, right after that, he says, "I can do more drinking than you could ever handle."
Why are you mad at Hank?
Hank?
Yeah.
I don't like jerks like him.
But he seems like he wants to be nice to you, but you don't really like him.
I don't like drunks.
Oh.
Oh, tough shit. Why don't you do drugs instead?
I do more drinking than you can fucking handle.
Oh, yeah, sure. You probably get drunk on one beer.
Yeah, I
You
do
probably,
like
just
3 or
get,
4
you
of
probably
them.
just get drunk off the smell of the beer.
Yeah, but at least I can handle them. I don't know about you.
Yeah, so this is an iconic rivalry right here, even though nobody really knows how it started. But I think Beat might also just hate the fact that Hank is also a little person. Like, up here, he keeps calling him midget, and this interaction is just so funny. Beat's about to leave, he's walking out, but then he turns around and sees Hank, and then they just start going at it. And thank God Ronnie the limo driver was there to get between them, because this was getting ugly.
Yeah, I never see your little ass yet.
Yeah, I don't want to see your black.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah. Your dick ain't big enough to.
I ain't no midget around here. I'll slap your
Well, I'm
ass,
not a
boy.
midget.
I'll slap your ass silly, boy.
Yeah. Right, you don't talk.
The midget, look at you.
Piece of human trash.
You guys can't fight. Don't fight, guys. Don't fight, guys.
You want to say to
It's
me?
your sister.
I'll slap your ass, boy.
No fighting, Beat. Just
I'm
say
not a boy.
I'll slap the heck out of you.
You're the boy.
Well, I'll knock you out, little midget.
Yeah.
he's your sister.
Your relatives used to work for mines.
Oh, you don't want the shit, you little ass.
Yeah, go back and pick cotton. Go back down to the
go home
fields.
and pick cotton. Yeah.
Hello, I'm sorry, Robin.
What's up?
You know I don't like him.
Oh, God. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Well, that's good. That I'll do. More like good riddance.
Yeah, good ready, go written yourself.
Oh.
Do that to me, I'll slap your ass, boy.
Ronnie.
Ain't you saw her, you go flying over there. What you saying about me? Say it to my face, you f***it. Say it to my face if you think you tough. Say it to my face if you think you tough.
You want it, you want it.
Look, the only ass you ever get is when you're in jail.
Oh.
And the only
I've
is
been
your
in
name
jail.
is
What are you gonna
Cat,
do?
all right?
What are you gonna do? I've been in jail.
So have I.
I've been in prison, motherfucker. Kill your little ass.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you doubt it. Yeah, you know I will. When you slap the shit out of you, I'll knock the hell out of
Hey,
you.
guys. This is not gonna be a fight. This, right?
Go ahead, I will.
They're much more in control than...
I'll make you spoil it up like your little mother. Make her spoil it.
Get a rubber jacket for him.
Yeah, tell your mother to go lift no balls.
He's a midget. Look at him. Look at him. You're a midget.
You're a midget.
Who is taller?
I'm the tallest. Look at me. I weigh like 180 pounds. What do you got, boy?
If you weigh 180 pounds,
I'll kill you. I'll murder you, boy.
Why are you calling each other midgets? So that isn't nice.
Why are you insulting each other for your
No,
size?
he's
Both of
like
you guys
he's
are-
just ready to assault me. You know, if you assault
Robin,
me,
because
I'm gonna
this
get
guy's
you.
an airhead.
What
I
are
mean,
you
You
saying?
didn't insult me, man.
He has a vacuum.
You don't know
in
about
it-
you don't
up
know
in
about
his brain.
insulting. You don't know what insult is, bro.
Why did...
What? I don't know what insult is. Hey, can you name the capital of New York?
Yeah,
What
state
is-
New York. Well, how's
right.
that, boy?
How's
Yeah, all right. I already rested my case. Phrase that.
Beetlejuice is
don't think
becoming
so.
Beetlejuice is becoming one of the biggest stars in this country.
He's
It
an
won't last.
attraction.
You don't think it'll last?
No.
Yeah, you want to see about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, in about 5 years from now.
I can do more than 5 years, buddy.
Well,
I do more than
Park
once.
begging for money.
I don't have to beg. I make money.
I didn't say right now. In 5 years.
5 years. I can make more than 5 years. I can make like 20 years.
Well,
still
I
do it.
believe Beetlejuice has staying power. I do.
I don't think so.
He's got legs.
He's got legs.
I got legs. I got heavy legs.
Right.
And Beetle definitely proved Hank and all the haters wrong. I mean, it's over 20 years later at this point, and he's still insanely popular. Like, because of TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Beetlejuice memes going around, I'm sure most people could recognize him. Definitely more people could recognize him than Howard Stern. And it's mostly just from old clips of Beetle. You know, he's only been on the show once in the past 10 years, I think. So he definitely had staying power. All right, so now the next fight I'm going to get into here is between Artie Lang and his former assistant, Teddy. This was towards the end of Artie's time on the show, and he was starting to spiral out of control once again. And his assistant, Teddy, was not helping at all. I mean, this was such a toxic relationship because Artie really needed more of a handler than an assistant, and Teddy was a terrible assistant. Like, he was not the smartest, and he would forget everything, and he would wait to the last minute to do things, and it just seemed like he didn't organize anything or plan ahead at all. And he also worked on the Stern Show at the same time, so he was busy, but he should not have been Artie's assistant. I mean, originally Artie hired him just to download some songs on his iPod, and then it turned into this giant role, and I don't think he's prepared for it. And Artie, he felt like if he just paid him more money, then he would get better at his job, but that was not happening. And also, Artie kept lending him money for some reason, and he was never going to pay it back. So Artie started to feel like he was taking advantage of him. So this whole situation was just so toxic. Like, this kid was just the worst assistant, and he was getting on Artie's nerves all the time because he would screw up so much. But for some reason, Artie did not want to get rid of him. I think because he said he kind of reminded him of himself, which makes sense because this is probably what it'd be like if Artie was somebody's assistant. And also, I think Artie said he kind of just felt bad for him, which was hard to tell because Artie was always just yelling at him because he was screwing up so much. So all this stuff was building up, and it eventually came to a head when Artie was taking a trip to Amsterdam, and Teddy was in charge of scheduling the trip, and he's already scheduled a bunch of trips for Artie previously. And I guess Artie expected him to have photocopied his passport when he gave it to him before, or wrote down the information or something, so he wouldn't have to keep constantly asking Artie to see the passport again whenever he schedules a trip. So this time he asked Artie if he could see the passport, and Artie's like, haven't I told you to photocopy it already? And Teddy's like, well, I forgot. You know, you forget stuff all the time. And that just set Artie off. And I think this is just from everything building up over time. Like, also he said Teddy owes him $8,000. So this was just the last straw. And this starts during a commercial break when Artie's in the hallway and him and Teddy just start going at it.
No, you have like you make like a file. You know, okay, here's the file, this is Artie's passport, along with other information you might need. So now you can check me in.
Okay. Next time, when we go to Spain.
Now, Ted. No, you're a dummy. You're a dumb. You're a dumb.
Check you in. He said I can't check you in, and I just looked
when
now.
I give you the passport, write down the information so I never have to give it to you again. I'm sure you got my credit card number written down. That's for goddamn sure.
What happened in the hallway? How come you were screaming at Teddy?
Uh-oh.
Artie was just yelling at his assistant in the hallway.
I lost it.
You're an ogre.
Yeah. He takes my credit card all the time.
Right.
And of course he writes that number down.
Daddy does.
Because that eventually might help him.
Right.
So in other words, the same way he writes down my credit card number, he should have this. He says to me, I could check you into the flight today on my computer. And I go, well, do that. That's great. He goes, I can't because I need your passport again.
My God.
I go, why didn't you write down the passport information? He goes, no, why would I do that? And I said, Ted, so then my heart starts to go fast. And I go, Ted, listen, all right, I'm going to explain to you why you should do that. You have to, the same way you wrote down my credit card number, you should have that written down.
In front of the camera.
Shut up!
Because you were hamming it up in front of the camera.
And then I yelled at you like you should get punched in the face.
Then punch me in the face.
I would love to.
Do it.
But your lawyer might call me.
Yeah, you bet your ass he would.
This guy in L.A., I got around people who are heterosexual. He's shopping for me in a mall, and he goes to Bloomingdale's.
Wait a second.
And he goes to me, they didn't have it at Bloomies. I swear to God, he said Bloomies. I wanted to throw him out of the car. Don't say Bloomies around me. Don't ever say Bloomies.
That's in the real book.
People thought I hired a fat.
Will you stop it?
Wow. I hate
nice?
him. And Ted is as big a deadbeat as he is. He's a bigger deadbeat. Teddy is a loser.
I'm a deadbeat.
And he's going to be a loser the rest of his life.
But Teddy has
Thanks,
tried.
Art. That means a lot.
You admit it. You tell me that.
I never told you that.
Stop
I'm gonna
robbing
be a
my
loser
money.
for the rest of my life.
out of here.
But
right,
Teddy,
fine.
but wait a second, Teddy.
No,
hold
I'm
on
gonna
a
go
second.
now.
Artie, why are you being like this? I mean,
Because
why
Howard-
he does. Maybe
Howard,
he's doing his
awful.
best.
It's awful.
He's not doing his best.
He's not.
If that's his
Then
best,
what-
it's
but,
really.
but rather than
upsetting.
being insulting, why not just say to him, "Look, it's not working out. I like you as a person,
It's
but
not working out. I don't like you as a person, and leave. That's why
I don't
man-
ask you for money
He
every
doesn't-
day.
Yes, you do.
You promise
ask
me
for
money.
every
You
week.
promise me money.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
promise
do. You're always
money.
like, I'll give you money on Monday. And then
I
you
heard-
don't give me money on
I
Monday.
give you money all the time,
And you
mother.
wave $500 in front of me. I need that $500.
All right,
I
so
fucking
and then
scream
you
for
always
it.
get it. You always get that
And
money.
then I have to prod and poke you for it, and I hate doing that.
but Artie,
It's not your
this is-
paycheck.
But
Because it's
Artie-
not
when
your
I'm
paycheck.
doing these
It's
little-
the prod and poke me for money
But
that he
Artie-
doesn't.
No,
Artie, wait a
bullshit.
second.
Half the
I got
paycheck
Artie-
isn't in the...
Artie, I got to take umbrage with you for one thing.
Howard, you're being wrong.
Can I tell you why
You're
I'm,
being wrong.
why I'm
You're
right?
coddling him.
No,
because,
I'm not. I'm
Because
gonna tell you
he's
something.
Whatever.
He's a dick.
All right, hear my point of view.
No, I hate you,
That's
Ted.
really- yeah.
Hey, no, Artie, no. Artie, stop it. Artie, stop it. Stop it.
Teddy,
Stop it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
All right. Artie, no. Artie.
Go! Now, close the door! Jesus Christ, you people are crazy!
Oh, wait a second.
Wow.
I keep telling. Why are you bringing this up?
I don't
Look
know
at
this
this.
is
They
real.
can't hold
No,
on.
Artie, stop it.
Jesus Christ! What the F is going on here?
I don't know.
Yeah, so that was probably the biggest blow up in the show's history, and Howard got a lot of shit for that too, because people felt like he was just kind of encouraging it and he shouldn't have let Teddy come in the studio. So after all this, Artie went over to Howard and he's like, I'm a terrible person, I'm out of here. And then he came back, I think like a week or two later, and he apologized to everybody and said he screwed up and everything, but he wasn't on the show much longer because obviously this was not good for him. And Howard, it took him forever to realize that. And eventually I'll probably do a video about Howard's falling out with Artie. But Howard was very naive when it came to him. Like, he never realized there's really a problem here, and he never seemed to understand how toxic this really was. All right, so the next fight I'm going to cover here is between Stuttering John and Benji. And Stuttering John was part of another classic fight during the show, but I'm going to cover that in another video. So the fight I'm going to talk about here is when they had Anna Nicole Smith on the show. If you're not familiar with her, she was a model and she did Playboy, and I believe she had her own TV show at one point. But then she sadly passed away in 2007 due to a drug overdose. But in the early 2000s, when she was on the Stern Show, somehow Benji convinced her to go to the bathroom and make out with him. And then they went on a couple dates together. And then the next time she was on the show, Howard and the crew placed bets to see how much she weighed. And they're trying to get her on a scale, but she didn't want to do it. And it was pretty bad. You know, people try to cancel him over this now. But eventually Stuttering John came in and started yelling at her to get on the scale. And Benji stuck up for her and he just flipped out on John.
What is it, John?
Anna, just get on the scale. We all have bets. Stop being so proud. It doesn't matter. We've all been on the scale. I'll get on it. Just get on the scale.
I said no.
It's good for the show.
Easy,
He doesn't want to do it.
Benji, what are you saying? Wait a
He doesn't
second.
want to do it, John. Just cut it the hell out.
What are you saying, Benji?
Benji, shut up. All of us have
doesn't
bets
wanna
on
do
it. Anna, just get on the scale. It's no big deal.
Doesn't want to do it.
What are you, a moron,
Yeah,
Benji?
yeah, I am.
Yeah,
You want to fight about it?
Sure, I'd fight about it.
Doesn't want to do it.
Benji, what are you, a
Come
nut?
on, man.
Are you that in love with this freaking...
She doesn't want to do it.
Look at this guy, Rob.
Oh my God!
What are you, crazy?
All right, Benji, easy,
Come on,
because
Benji.
John, you're going to have to leave.
him up,
You're going to have to leave, John.
Come on,
You're going to
Anna.
have to leave.
God.
Benji,
Come on,
stop.
Benji.
Benji, stop. He's in love with you. He is in love with you.
He's being restrained
That's a man
by
who's in love
about
with you.
3 different people.
Benji, stop.
Benji, stop. Benji, stop.
Benji,
Benji,
somebody
stop.
get Benji some
Benji, sit
cold
down.
water.
Sit down. Benji, sit down.
Oh my God! Look at the commotion you cause, Anna Nicole. Everything
Easy,
you know.
easy, everyone easy. Benji's fine now.
He's all right. He's all right.
He's all right. He's all right. He's okay.
Benji, calm down.
Just knocked over some cards.
You know, Benji is in love with you, Anna.
Well, he's a nice person. I like Benji.
Wow, he really stood up for you.
He did. And
Benji.
I'm proud of that.
Benji, you stood up for her. Are you
I'm
okay?
sick of it, man. If
Thank
she
you,
doesn't- She's a
Benji.
beautiful woman. If she doesn't want to weigh in, she doesn't have to.
Wow, there's a guy who loves you. Benji,
So that fight might have been a bit, I think, because Benji is always doing shtick and he's always goofing around, but I still thought it was pretty funny. So one more fight we're going to get to here is when Gary Busey was on the show. I'm sure people are kind of familiar with him. He was a big-time actor, but he suffered a really bad brain injury in the 80s, and he's pretty out there now. So when they were wrapping up, he hugged Robin, and then he started picking her up a bunch of times, and then he tackled her to the ground. And at first, I don't think they really knew what to do. They couldn't tell if he was joking or not. And then eventually they got him off of her. And then he went after Howard. And then Howard had to put him in a headlock because security was taking forever to get there. Like Ronnie, I don't know what he was doing. And Robin, she eventually had to run down the hallway to get away from Gary.
I said, gee, why is Gary Busey not getting disconnected from Howard? What's holding him? And I realized you were holding his hand.
Howard was holding him.
Well, I wasn't letting go because I didn't know what was going on. I just wasn't letting go of the guy.
But I'll tell you, the weirdest thing about Robin, you know, he picked her up, he hugged her, he tackled her and everything. But when he got her on the ground and he got on top of her, he started thrusting. Yeah. And that's when I got worried.
And you don't know what to do with
Well, the guy hasn't gotten laid in a lot of years, too.
He got up and he said, hey, man, I'm a heat-seeking moist missile, whatever. He was
Yeah,
like,
heat-seeking missile.
So anyway, we do have playback. And,
Well, after you finished with him, he got up. He didn't want to wrestle with you anymore. He says, where's that girl?
No. He
And
goes,
that's
where's
when
my girlfriend?
Yeah, well, I ran. I left the studio.
So here you have
I went
Gary.
and hid in another part of the radio
You
station.
see, Robin, what happened with you is on tape, but there's no audio. There's
Yes.
Gary picking you up
And I
once,
thought, okay, that's
picking you up
fine.
twice,
And
picking
I'm
you up
trying to get away.
3 times, and now he begins to take you down onto the ground.
Oh, my goodness.
He hits the ground first, and then he tackles
rolls
you.
on top of me.
Now he's on top of you.
No, and I'm trying. Oh dear, I'm in the fetal position now.
We're trying to figure out what's
What to
going on. All right, I get Gary Busey gets off of you. I pick you up.
That's harmless.
Then Gary comes over to me.
Now, this we have audio on if you want.
Yeah, let me see.
Fred's got to put it up, but we have it.
Here we go.
He tackles me. Hey, here he gets. Yeah, and then oh no, now he gets me. Watch this. I grab him around the neck.
Right, you've got him.
Yeah, okay.
I got him around the neck.
You do have him in a headlock.
And I got him in a headlock.
So Gary, you have a good time in there?
How you doing?
You were super on there as always.
Yeah.
You had a good time?
It's show business. A lot of
Yeah?
fun. Howard and I go way back, so.
So you weren't really trying to hurt him when you were attacking him?
No. It was all in fun. Actually, I was actually playing Tickle and Pee with Howard.
What does that mean?
That means I tickle you till you pee, and if you pee, you win a set of luggage. And then we play Name That Smell.
Yeah, so Gary Busey is always a trip, and those are just a handful of fights I've thought of so far. You know, there's a lot more to get to here. I'm definitely going to make multiple parts, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know which fights you want to see in the next video down in the comments, and then make sure you go check out my Patreon account. There's a ton of content on there, exclusive content similar to this. You know, I made a video about Sal Governale's apology, High Pitch Eric's credit card scheme, and there's just a lot of other stuff on there I post every week, so make sure you check it out. And then make sure you hit the like button here, then hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.